And just feel how you feel, where you are, what place you are. Where do you feel?
I feel like I'm young. I feel like I'm in a kitchen somewhere, and I'm pretty small because the countertops are maybe the size of my eyes, same height as my eyes.
Nice.
But I don't recognize it from this life.
Okay. Look at yourself. Are you wearing anything on your feet?
I see slippers,
Mm-hmm. What do you wear on your body? Any clothes?
pajamas, or cotton t-shirt.
Yeah. What color is the shirt?
It was light brown.
Mm. You can come out and look at how your face looks like, what the color of your hair, and you can just observe everything from a ceiling, from a corner angle, any perspective. How do you look like?
I think I'm a little boy.
Mm-hmm. What is the color of your eyes, your hair?
Brown eyes, auburn hair.
Mm-hmm. Good. Now you can go to fast forward to a moment when somebody comes into the kitchen or somebody calls you by name. You'll know your name.
Yeah, I think this one's leading me to someone I suspect I had a past life as. And it would be Brent.
Mm-hmm.
Brent.
Go to see what you do next. What happens next?
I think I'm eating.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. There's butter, like butter on pancakes or something. It's very picturesque American.
Where's your mother?
I think she made me the pancakes, so
Do you
she
see her? Can you describe her, how she looks like?
she's kind of blocked out. She kind of looks like just like almost like a ghost moving around a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anybody else around in the family?
I don't see anyone.
Look at your mother energetically. Like you see her energetically now. Like get closer, zoom in. You can observe her from different sides. How does her energy feel like?
It's good. It's like they used to make, like people used to be more family oriented before
Mm-hmm.
everyone got told that they have to rebel against their family and stuff like that. She's really happy. I think she smokes. That's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
That was common, so it's not a big deal.
Do you see any brothers or sisters? Do you have?
I see the energy, but it's hard to tune in.
Okay.
Maybe one brother.
You can fast forward to another important scene to see what happens next.
It looked like I was at a puddle and I was playing with action figures or just splashing around, and I realized something was watching me.
Right. Look around. See from third person perspective and see who it is, how the energy looks. You can touch that energy and with the intention of reconstruct the original body by the DNA that you read by touching.
Yeah, I see. And this is what I thought at first. I see reptilian with a tail, and dark and but dark with frills, and even patches of yellow on the frills. That's what I saw at
Mhm.
first. And gray, black, and yellow I see. Not all one color.
Right. How tall is he?
Um, if there's a human standing next to him, he'd be about 7 or 8 feet, 7 feet maybe. Human,
Right.
yeah. And I see a human there too, or just the caricature of one, the outline of one.
Right. Okay. Does he have a boss or did he come by himself? Do you feel like somebody sent him over to you?
Yeah, I do feel like that. You think he was, this is his job, and he's looking at me, he's scouting for me. And I also sensed a little bit of um that it wasn't, it's very very dark what he has to do, but I don't think he dislikes or likes me. I don't think he's just like,
Watching?
yeah, this is just a job. He's not fulf- this is um I think I sense even a little bit of like, this one's kind of, he's a little bit interested by me. I sense.
Hmm. Okay, well, let's do this. Disconnect from this scene, and on the count of three, let's go to the first time, whatever life it was, and whatever timeline, whatever place or planet it was, he connected to you first. On the count of three, one, two, and you are there now. Three.
Yeah, it's like a I think it looks like a screen memory though. It would look like an old detective show, like a very smoky office.
Mm-hmm.
When there's the private investigator, he's but in the background is a laboratory. So my initial thought is they use the the detective office to screen over the laboratory. So maybe this past life as a young guy like to pretend he was a detective, or a private eye trying to solve a mystery. And so that's what they would put in his dreams. I see like a, a woman, like the at least the DNA of a very dark cabal type in a purple dress or outfit. Maybe she's similar to the young queen, like the queen but young, but something is different. Maybe from that family though.
Okay, so which life is it? Is it that life of that boy or
I think it is that life. I think we're on the life of this boy. And
fast forwarded when he's older?
yeah, he joined a very popular rock group, and people really loved him. And he made a lot of people happy with music, and he had some good times and some hard times too.
Yeah, okay, let's leave this scene. Let's go back to the let's just go to your energy sphere, and on the count of three, all the beings, all the entities who somehow might be attached to you and influencing you are gonna step out of your energy sphere, of your energy bodies, and up, show themselves in front of you on the count of three. One, two, and three.
I see it. I saw a fish flopping around.
Projection. I'll touch that fish.
Touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it feels bad. It feels like it should be in the water. But oh, I see. It's sort of a. I see now. I see like a scary looking clown type person.
Mm-hmm. Touch that clown, read its DNA. Just
It's
just reconstruct. Mm-hmm.
it's it's reptile,
Right. Is it the
and
same one?
no, it's different.
Okay. Good.
And I wondered because I was seeing this one around or someone like this, and I wonder, is this an aspect of me? Because I could not get it to purge. I said, any beings that, I'm making unlawful, contact that goes against, that impedes my free will, and, please, leave. And usually that works, but then it was just there and it wasn't really doing much. But maybe this, maybe, maybe, what do you see?
Yeah, well, I remember when I said like, oh, let's go back to see how this reptilian got connected to you. I just saw that life, and you're a little boy, and you're in the some sort of clinic. You you're in the white gown,
Mm.
and you got this teddy bear. Like it almost looks like the 40s years, something old. Like 50s maybe, and it's like the hospital of some sort. And you're just walking by yourself looking for the room where your mother's supposed to be. And you're little, you're like 4. And that's what I see, that he got attached to you. But then I see him, they substituted him with another one, this one that you just saw in your energy sphere. It's like they keep replacing him with somebody else, some other reptilian, but behind this all, there's what comes to me is like a mastermind
I,
in the
I see
works.
black goo. I saw like a circle. It looks like a virus. You know how the virus looks like a circle with spikes out of it?
Hmm.
I saw this, but with out of like it looked like oil or black goo behind it.
Right, like you are still keep the connection going. We just have to figure out how it's still connecting you. Now, why would you let it happen? Why you're still connected? Because it has to be either a belief or a feeling that you have. Mm, I feel like it's almost like you have some sort of feeling of unfinished, like you're not finished on deriving information, getting information out of that story yet, so you keep the connection going. That's what I feel. Um, just kind of like in your head that if you completely disconnect, cut off everything and stop thinking about it, you'll never dig deep enough to get the story together and all the pieces of it, because you need to know more. You want to know more and get your memories back. That's why you keep connected to that goal. The goal system is like, I see it as a cube, I always do. It's like a mastermind, or almost like a program, a huge program, and there are underlying programs, like a system of programs, let's say, which we call egregore, and people are connected to it. There are like cords, it's like a cable cords that I see that going
Mm-hmm.
into your lives.
Yeah, I saw sort of an embattled avatar. You know, someone that says that he was beat up, but he was raising a glass in a toast as well, saying, you know, it's hard to stay connected, but this is where he's, you know, gaining information or learning, and this is his battle in a way.
Right.
In a way,
Right. It's your unfinished something that you need to finish up for yourself to understand more. And that's like your path that you chose to raise your consciousness through understanding that. I also feel like there is a group of souls who are consciously sign up for infiltrating some particular layers in your case, and it's the layer of SSP, like many others, to to take the lead, the invisibility lead of this system, to get things out, to let them out so others can see how multi-layered, multifaceted this matrix system is. It's divided into sections. Each section has souls stuck in it and used in it. But the one thing that I feel like you, you can also understand that, you know what, you can disconnect and see, go ahead of in the future, let's say a year ahead from now on your timeline. If you remain in this vibration, disconnect all these cords from black goo, throw out this reptilian who gets replaced in every life, in every reality with a different one, and see how you feel when you're totally disconnected, and see how your life goes in this case scenario. You can go ahead 1 year and look how it feels, because the thing is you can still gain information. It's easier for you to gain information because by staying connected to them, they can even kind of transport the black goo into your system and block your memories. If you disconnect it, you keep yourself clean, and then all the clones, hybrids, whatever they've done, the fragments and information memories from those go automatically to you. So you have more chance to remember. You can do whatever you choose to do to see how it goes either way. You can explore. What are you seeing now?
and trying to figure out how to do it. I sort of saw the same avatar, you know, breaking free and sort of having a light around him, and it and and then I saw him as, you know, sort of ascended version of him, you know, hair flowing behind him. And I think his life did get cut short, and I think it was they said it was a drug overdose. I think there's more to this story.
Okay, go into that life right before he gets on those drugs. Find that moment on the timeline, and you can refuse to take the drugs to try them. You can change the timeline right there, and you can give him the knowledge you know now what's going to happen. You can even show him like on the computer screen and show him how his life is going to end up if he takes the drugs, and ask him if he wants to do that, to end up like this.
Oh, I'm seeing something different.
Mm,
Uh, I'm seeing the way it was presented. So I see myself back in the kitchen, with like an iPad, and
Mhm.
I'm showing the young boy, this is what happens when it's say the message is it's going to be very hard for you. Drugs are really, addiction is very awful, but here's what you might gain from it, by so it was saying, there are multiple layers to this, and it's not all black and white, he was saying. And it might be, it's going to be a challenge no matter what, was a message to.
You can also go right now. You can take him to your energy sphere. Freeze this reptilian and telepathically ask him who created the life stories for this boy, for you, basically, in that life. Was it his own choice, his soul's choice, or was it the script that the reptilian, his boss, created for him to go through so he suffers and gives him the energy of suffering, feeds
No,
him?
this it feels like this was war, and this was more than just the reptilian had some respect, because this was more than just an asset. This was a little different. This was he was doing his job, but he knew what he was doing, and not um he was playing his cards slowly as well. He was not, going all in, but I don't see everything, because he joined a band that was a hippie band, the Grateful Dead. He was a hippie band, and people followed him around and lived away from society, where they did not have jobs. They didn't, they would just follow this, created its own mini society around the music and the drugs too, because people just, they were hippies. They didn't shower. They just did, they would trip. But there was a lot of good vibrations there, and it changed the world with some really good vibrations. And
Do you
so,
just pass him
oh,
information and tell him that he can change any events in his timeline without changing the idea of it and the impact he created on others?
I see this as popping up, and they're frustrating to me. I don't like when I see them, this avatar of some of the characters from Sesame Street. And I don't know if they were used when I was young, but sometimes I see them. I see them recently, and sometimes there are funny memes that use them, and I wonder if it's just trying to show a point, or it's how some beings come to me, and I don't know why they choose these ones, because I don't like them. But maybe
Well,
it takes me back. I know I used to like this, like a song that Bert and Ernie would sing. Do you remember these ones?
I see different thing. I see that they actually 1943 they take you to the hospital. There's something wrong with your lungs, and also take blood. There's something wrong with your blood. I see you're the mother with you because you're four, and I also see how your bed, and you're on the bed with your mother, and I see the spaceship outside of the window, and they extract your body, take it out of your physical body, and they take it to the spaceship. The spaceship has a large laboratory. I see a lot of grays and mantis on it. There are reptilians who are flying the spaceship. They're like in control by control panel. But in the laboratory, I only see the mantis and the grays, and they're doing experiments on you. They're sitting on the reclined chair, and it's like a large, really large chair, and you look so little. You still have your teddy bear with you. It's kind of interesting because they took it's your energy body, and they're taking your fluids from the body. They're giving you some injections, and I see that they through injections they make you hallucinate. It's like they almost like extract the memories of your favorite cartoon characters and put it on the screen of your mind, and you see them. So instead of grays and mantis around, you see your favorite cartoon characters. That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I also see like in your energy sphere, if you walk around your place, I see like a black box, which is a projector. It runs on the black goo, and it's almost like sprays. How to explain this? It's like energetically puts they the flashes of black goo, energetic flashes. It's hard to explain. I really can't. It's all around your energy sphere, and sometimes it interferes with your vision. It gets all mixed up. So when they don't want you to really dig deeper and find out the true fact that that is what there you have to change, you would switch to another one instead. Because that projector is really goes through you, the light from it goes through your head, and it manipulates your vision that way. And I feel like it, it keeps like you can get rid of it, but the thing is, if you're still connected and you still believe like that this reptilian is good, he's not doing anything bad, which is kind of how he portrayed himself, because you would get scared, you would understand your energy body were taken. It almost hurts you, your physical, when they do it with the light from the ship. And then they would put this reptilian next to you who would hold your hand and say that's not a big deal. It's gonna be just fine. I'm gonna be your friend, because you didn't have any friends at this hospital, and they took you there for a couple of weeks. I see 10 days. Mm, because it's like you had blood coming out of your nose, and they were testing your blood, and you had like you would faint a lot. And that all started after some sort of whatever that I saw you cough before, like at home. I see your house there. So it's all connected to this idea. They're trying to make you, convince you that some of them are good, but it's actually the same system
Yeah, I
working.
didn't think it was like, you know, he, I didn't mean to say he was good. I meant he wasn't acting aggressive. That's for sure. He wasn't being aggressive, outwardly. And
Mm,
yeah, so I wasn't immediate sort of, but he was there to do a job. Absolutely.
he's watching you over, and that teddy bear that I see, it's like an implant in your hands. It's supposed to read your thoughts type thing. That it literally draws like magnetically, takes all your thoughts into it, and it's like a transmission device to the reptilian who gets it all in his head. From his head, it's like they read it in their system on their computer. You can see some symbols running through across the screen on their spaceship. It's some sort of, it's an experiment, and it's also connected to the training. But at this in this life, they've done more experiments on you and how what avatar body you could be used for at a consciousness level. That's why they would take your energy body only, because for the next lives they were preparing some programs for you and things that they can you can be used for.
Certainly. I wonder. I don't know how much he was used in that life that I see.
This life was specifically for doing research studies on him, experiments, but more like reading the information off of the soul and the body connection, and traumatized. Like I see like trauma. It was life oriented for trauma. Through trauma, they could program for the next life. That's all.
I
And
think
they also,
it's
correct.
definitely traumatized. Yes. I
Yeah,
see I see a big hill. I see a big grassy hill. And I see, yeah, I don't know what that means. Maybe it's implant to make it, feel at ease, or implanted memory.
I see it's like after he died, he comes out of his body and he sees that grassy hill. He just walks up to it. And
Uh,
that's when he's taken by reptilians to the spaceship.
when I was young, I hit my head, and I still think I was sort of pushed to this day because I knew how to ride a bike really well. And I
Mm.
just went right down. And the next thing I remember after blacking out was my parents and my mom's friend putting band-aids on me, and I was crying. And they thought I was okay. They didn't know I hit my head. But I immediately went out and I was looking for my friends I could not see. I was looking, I know if I just go a little farther, they'll be there. And I wonder if his consciousness sort of got, or that sort of shook his personality into me.
I actually see that they take you. I see a spaceship light, and you're in the light, and all of a sudden you're in the strapped to the chair in their laboratory in the spaceship. And I see like they make a time loop and they return you back, but they create this traumatic
Oh my
um
goodness. Yeah.
thing.
I was throwing up later. It went really down really hard. And I think this traumatic brain injuries, I've had a couple that were sort of made me a little bit agitated, or depressed. How it was easier to keep me down after having a head injury, I think.
Yeah, because like I said, that was about blood and reading the information off of your body, what kind of body to create next for their programs. So
Mm.
mm, your soul, which what should be what the genetics should be, what kind of enhancements can be put in there also, because there's a lot of brain scanning and activity of that, and it's just like I literally see like there's a cord going from the head into through your like left side on your like through your arm into the teddy bear that you're holding in that life in etheric, and that from that teddy bear that reptilian takes all the information. It's like
Mm.
serves as a crystal who absorbs information from you, and they take it to spaceship. So they put it in algorithms, create a body. It looks like a biorobot body for you for some of the things they're going to be using you for. I also see some exoskeletons on the screen, not only for human body but also for some sort of animal type hybrids that they're working on. It's like they wanted to fragment your soul and put it in different bodies for experiment to see in which body you would perform better and what program.
I I agree. I agree that I was spliced up a lot of times. I don't.
Well, you can just go ahead and request that reptilian to bring your contracts with them. You can annul, destroy, do anything with the contracts. You can cut all the energetic cords, remove the box with the cable cord, and say that you refuse to participate in this experiments at this point. You gotten to the point that you're gonna get your information by yourself. You don't need to be connected anymore to anything or anybody if you want to do that. But you can also do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it too.
Yeah, he's a little reluctant, but he said he doesn't want to deal with whatever it would take to try to keep it going. And he's still trying to give me something, and I'm saying no, back off.
You can make him small, you can freeze him, you can call on his boss. You can tell the boss, order him to bring the contracts, because that's your free will. They are using you against your will, so they should obey. And if you want to disconnect, they will do just that, what you tell them to do.
Mhm. There is a moment that I'm having where I'm trying to see that there is a spark of the divine in the pure and the impure, and trying to practice a loving detachment, that that there's these beings existed for a reason, but I don't need to be connected to them.
Yeah. Yeah, because these beings also represent, um, it's like in a way they reflect us, what we're all about, and what, we've done or, wanted to experience, and how we wanted to feel that we're strong to make our own decisions. And we shouldn't be, we can take responsibility in ourselves to make decisions, and they should do the same, because a lot of these beings are enslaved also. It's not only us, because they are in this hierarchical control system also. If this reptilian wants to break free from his boss, he can do the same like you're doing now.
I literally think he's trying to make me laugh by dancing.
Distraction.
Maybe maybe it's an understanding that, hey, we're not ever going to get along, but I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not going to go into it. I said that's nice. That's funny, but hey. Oh my goodness.
Look inside yourself. Do you have anything that doesn't belong to your energy body? Anything artificially placed, like devices, implants, energies?
I don't know if I don't see it inside me, but I zoom in on a very a flat square that has a little blinking light on it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's in me. Maybe it is in me.
I see it too. I see a green, like round, like a sphere of energy. It's kind of dancing in you, almost like that. That like the reptilian. It's going from your chest and down and up and down and different parts of the body. That's how I see it. It's like a projection of him into you. Because he wants to be you.
Ah, interesting.
He wants to be human. He wants to know how it feels to be human. But with his energy, energetic makeup, let's say his frequencies, he cannot enter the human body, and he wants he almost like took this job from his boss because he wanted to study you, how you are. They don't understand us, they study us.
That makes sense.
But you can just tell him that, mm, please stop projecting that light into me. My body belongs to me, my soul. My soul created it, projected it into physical. Mm, maybe you can do the same after your life of a reptilian. Maybe you can try to be different form of life.
I see him, in this other realm, and he is a hard worker. As I see him as a human now, and he's working at a store as a as the own, like he's like getting shipments in and helping customers, and he's yeah, he's even wearing a cross.
He just wants to feel how it feels to be human so badly.
Yeah, and so maybe that's a message.
Because if we understand how they think, we can totally understand how humans do the same things they're doing to us. They experiment on us, we experiment on animals. They eat humans, we eat animals. So the minute we understand that and stop doing that, they'll stop doing that to us too. Do you see how it goes? Domino effect.
Domino effect.
Yeah. So it's for their consciousness growing, in everything that can connect the dots and understand how it works. They cannot be blamed on anybody, but it's always your decision. It's always personal decision. There's no right or wrong. They're just your decisions and what you make true for yourself in your own reality. What you want to experience, it's up to you. That's why, it's a good idea to destroy the contracts, because the contracts dictate you what to experience, and it's not your choice and makes no sense, because you want things that you've never done before to do them and record it, because it's all recorded in your etheric DNA, so you keep it forever at the soul level. It's very valuable for a soul to go through those. So what do you decide to do?
I see a man with a beard and a turban. I don't know where this guy was going. Before that, I saw, what looked like a very, like a piece of furniture that was painted in, the European Renaissance. So I don't. So this would have to do with maybe the cultures mixing in the European cultures mixing together with cultures from the Middle East.
Yeah, you know what? Take that box out with projector from your energy sphere. Like walk around, look at the kind of floor, let's call it the floor of your energy bubble around your energy body, and like cleanse it or create anything for to cleanse the energies around, and see if you still see all these images. Because I literally see like multiple black screens flying around you, projecting some things for you to see. So you're kind of like here
Maybe
and
those,
there and
so
everywhere.
yeah, those were sort of non sequiturs. They weren't really along. They are not. They don't apply to what There's just distraction.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea to clean everything, cleanse everything. So to keep your focused attention on one thing, so you can see the not the holograms, but and screens, but something that you need to see. Just take your time. You can open a portal, throw them all out.
Okay, I was gonna try to picture myself in the woods, but even that looked fake, so I'm just gonna try to make it all disappear. And I'm just gonna try to remember to breathe deeply.
Yeah, well, when you use the word try, it means kind of like you failed. Energetically feel through the word.
I'm
Every
going to
word
breathe
has
deeply.
frequency.
Yeah, I'm going
Mhm.
to. Yeah, I'm going to breathe deeply. I'm breathing deeply.
And you can just raise your vibration and imagine yourself as a large sphere filled with like cleansing fire as you yourself, your soul's essence, and cleanse everything in one take.
Yeah, it comes back. I feel underconfident that there's, I see sort of depictions of, I do this, and then like a depiction of a fallen angel will sort of creep in. I'll be in a white space, and then I see a fallen angel reaching out its hand to look like it's going to pick me up, help, that it's there to help me.
Because you didn't disconnect yet and you didn't call on the boss and didn't destroy the contract and all that. It's like you have to open a portal and say that that's your house, that's not the reptilian's house, and he needs to go to where he came from and respect your desire to be on your own in your energy sphere as a creator being. He can be in his own if he wants to, and that's when all these pictures and images will stop.
You can be in your own sphere. This is my sphere. You need to respect my space. Any contracts we had are from this point null and void.
Call the contract keeper. They usually have one. If you call on his boss, like tell him to call his boss, he's gonna arrive, and then tell his boss you want the contract. He'll hand you the contracts over to you, and then you can like burn them or do anything with them.
Yeah, these are null and void. Burned, fire,
Hmm.
pushed into a tiny, tiny little speck of dust and thrown through a portal.
Good. Now you can open a portal for all of them to walk out. So your energy is your energy. And then you can raise your vibration just by wanting to raise it. And it's gonna go from your feet up to your head like a cleansing flame, or you can imagine something else. I'm just giving you an example of what you can do.
I see like a really beautiful blue turquoise color, and some like statues or fixtures that are It's still a little shady. I'll say that, but it's better. I'm gonna say, is there any more contracts? Hey, all contracts. Put them down in front of me.
Right.
I think the number might be so dizzying because I think that so many lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the same time, but when you cleanse your one life, the it's a domino effect to other lives also. It's like you send an impulse, hey, I woke up, because it's a circle of lives. It's kind of like the lights on the Christmas tree, you know, but in the way it would function is if one of the lights turns off, then the other one would turn off. But here we're dealing with the opposite. One
Yeah,
of the lives lights up and then the other starts lighting up like a domino effect, which is you're just cleansing all the timelines. You're getting rid of all this that doesn't belong to you that they try to use to control you.
yeah. I see some Masonic or satanic imagery. Guess someone would be maybe covering one of their eyes. I see black and white, the checkerboard floors, and I have this dream one time that I'm stuck as a low level mason, like as a janitor almost. Like I'm that low, and
Hmm.
I'm stuck there, and I'm just doing tasks, and you know what it is? It was like a work camp for like almost a prison I was in. I got sent to some sort of work camp for breaking rules, and I had to. But that's what this reminds me of a little bit.
Life number 20. I thought it was your clone first, but then it popped up as life number 20.
Life number 20.
Hmm.
And I
It's
have
like,
another. Oh,
mhm.
sorry, go
No,
on.
no, 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 go ahead. It's like
I
they
have,
tested you or something.
I did a really, and so I've done this maybe 10 or 15 or 20 times, tripped on this stuff called ibogaine. And I see into past lives. I see my star family the first time I did it. I always see precognitive events. This last time I did it a year ago, the next day I fell asleep and I'm still sort of tripping. And I remembered this life, or I felt really connected to a life of being in the cabal or Satanist cult circles and thinking, oh no, I'm going to get sacrificed. I was in these old, sort of mansions. There was lots of antique stuff there, and the energy was really, really gross and bad. And I was so
Mhm.
terrified. And I remembered it was this dream and vision that went along for it felt like such a long time. And I remembered that at one point I decided that no matter what, if I trust and believe in God, I'll be okay. And I don't, maybe this is that life 20.
Yeah, I'm curious what you felt at that point. Like you can go to that life and feel through it, be in that body. And what was God for you? Like what did you
I mean,
feel?
I think I was there. I don't, mean, I know who I am at the core, and I don't think I would ever, want to
Right.
be involved in, I find secrecy.
It's like a life simulation. It came to me.
Yeah, it felt, was it life simulation?
Yes, that's what came to me right now. And I clearly see it's like you're sitting in some sort of room. It's very dark. And there is like window that the reptilians in white coats like doctors um watching you from the black, but you don't see it. You just see black walls around you. You're hooked up to all kinds of devices and machine there's here. and you're just like they're putting the false life memories into your head because there's like some sort of helmet with the electrodes connected to it,
Oh,
hooked to the
it's
machine.
yeah, the technology is so beyond what we're yeah, they can simulate lives. They can make it seem like you've been there for so long. Maybe that's how they were seeing how I would react to being put into one of these cabal families and how it would go.
Right. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's in between lives on the spaceship. That one of the rooms that they have there for testings. That's when it happened because you don't have your physical body. You're in your energy body.
The fear was real. I'll tell you that much. The fear was definitely real. I was trying to avoid getting put on the altar. I was trying to avoid doing anything that would cause them to question my, loyalty to them. I was trying to avoid doing anything that would, hurt my soul or anyone else. It was scary.
Because it's still your energy body. I mean,
Yeah, it was
it's like
terrifying.
it's like they grabbed you after you were done with the life and lost your physical body, and after for a certain period of time, you really kind of you have this enhanced emotions from the life you just left, and they put this equipment on you at that moment, and like even enhanced your fear, tripled it, right?
Yeah, it was terrifying. It felt very real. I'll say that.
hmm Yeah. Totally. It's like, they almost like, I would say they have a large screen also. They're watching you through this big glass, but they also have a computer with a screen, and they can pick and choose what live to test on you. Like I literally see like files, and if you click on it, it's like a video opens up. You can see what it is gonna go into your head.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. It's what a cruel means of experimentation.
Mm-hmm. Kind of flashed like analogy would be what a cruel way to do dog fights and all this. The same idea. Dogs don't want to fight with each other, but they breed them to do that. Look what they're doing to humans in between lives and in lives. Same
Yeah,
idea.
this is so strange. So would they this yeah, no, this is more or of a test than anything. Cuz I thought and then after I thought I was had an alter who was in Hollywood and then I could not figure out who. And so this makes sense.
Yeah, it's almost like those Hollywood altars, or figures. I see them as figures, but they're like mannequins, and they're
Yeah.
absolutely hollow. There's nothing inside. There's just like the core of his programs, and they can put this suit on any soul to test that soul out on yet another different timeline
Mm.
in that there would be slightly different life, different decisions, but the same situations puts through like much like a computer game levels of reality.
Yeah, much like a computer game of different levels. My goodness, speaking I they when I was having my awakening, they put this game in front of me that triggered me so much. I want to know what you see. You start the game and you find out that your life has been a simulation and you're not in on the planet, you're in a space station and there's been an accident. And you realize you've been living the same day over and over. And by the end of the day, you even realize that that was a setup too. But there are these black goo creatures that I've seen, in this real life too, real as that we can make it. And you're looking for in this game, you're looking, one of the tasks is you must go find
Mm.
looking glass technology. You need to find this looking glass technology. And that triggered me. I said, that hit me at the core when I heard that. But it was more than a game. And I saw at the end of the game, I saw these spaceships that I had seen in one of my first maybe abduction or hallucination experiences. I saw the earth being swallowed by blackness and fire, and you see that at the end of the game, and you see spaceships, and it was just like it was the same event laid on top of it itself. It was so wild.
Yeah, they like to put these negative programs in human brains, like by various ways, even through the in a vacant like a groups of people who awaken and think that they are all but they just like to make people switch to negative thinking one way or the other, so you kind of like give your energy to the negative timeline so it would exist. The more people will live in it, the more people will give energy to that timeline, so it expand it, you give life to it basically. That's why, I mean, all this crazy dreams of tornadoes and hurricanes and continents going underwater and people on, you just like, as long as you have zero fear, nothing's going to happen to you. Literally nothing. Fear is the product of your own you. I mean, you create fear by
I,
yourself.
I agree 100%. And I might have explained it poorly, but I don't think the message in, I think there was in the game, it was sort of this had happened, this timeline had happened, and you were in an experiment to figure out how to move forward from it. It was not like, it was not doom and gloom, because I don't like to give energy to negative timelines.
Right. They
Yeah.
try to see your reaction also, and if
Yeah,
you
maybe.
would connect
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah.
physical, non physical.
It was so, and I don't know, I was not myself. I lost my mind 100%. I was talking to myself. Well, I wasn't talking to myself, but I was talking, and no one was there present all the time, and it was
Mm.
for months. I was, yeah, they were really targeting me. But here we are. We made it. I made it. We made it, because we can't do it alone.
Yeah, we kind of like grow together with everybody we connect because we need each other for that. Experiences are created by co-creation, by two people co-creating something, and through that they both grow. That's why we do all of this together.
Hmm.
We're totally social. That's why they want to separate us, because they know if you separate souls in human bodies, the consciousness would not grow as fast. Only through interaction, our consciousness grows very fast. So, but now look what people figured that one out too. There's large groups of people all over the world getting together. So,
Yes. Speaking of the soul being spread out into different bodies, I think that part, it can be natural. But I want to ask, because I see myself as, um, and I would think I was crazy too, but since other SSP assets came out and said, I'm, I'm so and so, and Zender came out and he said, you know, I'm Keanu, and they said Peter the Insider said, "Yes, you are. That's an altar." But
Mm.
I wonder